There you go. Rock It Out Friday, Matchbox 20, before that Def Leppard, and we started that little set off with Golden Earring, kind of a classic rock set. You got Scott and Brandon on a Rock It Out Friday, and special guests in the studio. Very, very, very excited to have them. In fact, if you've got a few minutes this morning and you're out cruising around town, you probably want to drop by the studio. We could probably fit about 3 or 4 people in here all cuddled up on the couch. We got a couple chairs, and you can watch some live music this morning. I'm talking to you, Mary Kay.
But bring coffee.
Bring coffee for everybody. All right, in the studio with us, we have, I got to say his name right. I keep trying to call everybody Jason this morning.
Let's see if you got it. It's Arnold, right? First name Arnold?
Yeah, first name Arnold. All right, Jacob Vanknowe, and we have Ray NorthWest.
Yes, sir.
All right, from Spokane, Washington. How you doing this morning, boys?
We're doing good.
All right, let's see if I got my canned applause for you till the crowd shows up. There we go. All right. So this morning, a couple ways to listen to our live broadcast. Of course, you might be listening on the radio right now. We have a couple phone apps, and that includes TuneIn and Radio Deck. Just type in KCHW, and you'll find us. If you have an Android phone, you can just go to kchw.org or northernlightspublicradio.com and listen right there. It'll automatically start playing when you land on the website. You can click on the Listen and Watch button and actually see our Vaughn TV feed that comes across our website, too. We just fired up YouTube, so we're live on YouTube this morning, too. So get the guys a video, hopefully, out of all this. I want to start off, though, by talking to him a little bit. Now, Jacob, it was just, I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 months ago. I think you guys, your promotional team, which is some of your family, your girlfriend?
Yep.
And I noticed your dad's a little protective.
A little bit.
A little bit? All right. But anyways, I got a package. We put a couple songs on the night list, and we talked about doing a show, but at that time having you come in, we were on low power.
Yeah.
So I was ran into a friend, and he is out in Valley, and he said you were coming to do a show there Saturday.
Yes,
correct.
Yep.
All right. So if people enjoy you today, they're going to be playing around 1 o'clock on Saturday. Well, you're the headliner, so you're probably a little later than that, huh?
No, I think we're on at like 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and that is taking place in Valley, right in the center of town, and it's put on by 509's Finest. Now, that's a promotional agency that you're part of?
Yeah, they've been recently getting linked up with me and wanting to book me for some more multi-genre shows, and that's why kind of what I get to do with Ray NorthWest, where we get to incorporate our own kind of more of a classic rock style with more modern influence with hip-hop and different things.
Right.
And they like to throw a lot of those kind of shows, so you'll get to hear some hip-hop artists. We'll be performing, doing some rock music. He'll be performing some stuff. So, yeah, and they've been just recently linking up with us and a lot of other artists around the region. I know they looked up with, what was that, the rapper Wisdom? I believe he's in Phoenix.
Wisdom, yeah.
Phoenix.
All right.
So, yeah.
So now, what's it like coming from, you probably play a lot of different venues, and you said you've played everything to bar mitzvahs almost, kind of?
Pretty close, man. That's
all right. So what's it like coming to Valley, Washington, playing in a storage field next to the pot shop?
It's pretty awesome, man.
It's pretty awesome, man.
I like it.
Anything to play in front of the people, right?
Yeah, well, and I mean, that's kind of actually more of where I started when you're looking at it, because we would do things like where there's not even a stage. You're just like, they just cut off the middle of the street, and that's where you're playing, is in the street. You're running power from some building off the side, and so yeah, no, that's something pretty familiar to me. Like I've been doing music, pretty much performing since I was like 10 years old, and he was actually like our bouncer at first before he started doing music, because the places we were playing were so sketchy. We had to go kind of
Must have been like 14
just
or 15
in the middle of the
starting
street. Yeah, no, it was
So
good.
you guys been playing together a long time.
Yeah,
Yes,
a long
sir.
time doing
Yes, sir.
music. Yep, we've known each other since like 5th grade. So
And the
So-
thing about it is we finally, we came together. We just wrote a song. Our first song was Shiny Thing. We did that like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Made that. We just come together and, because I was making songs since I was like 15. I rapped, so.
more like hip hop
And
style.
yeah, and he was on the rock side, so we just kind of clashed together, and people have been loving it ever since.
Yeah,
It's been
good.
crazy. It's been good, and
I love it.
a lot more coming out.
Are you guys like Spokane's answer to Linkin Park or something? You
I'm
know, where they got the
hoping
rock and the rap all mixed together?
I'm hoping
Pretty
something
close.
Like that.
All right, so how old are you guys?
So I just turned 21
And that's
on the
Jacob.
9th of July. Yep. And then
Same with me.
yeah,
Turned
he's
21 May 11th.
All right, and you guys have been playing since you were around 15 together. That's
Yes,
very
sir.
Yep.
cool.
And then I started like learning instruments when I was like 9 because my dad was in a band. So my whole life was just music basically from the start.
All right. I want to talk more about your family history and stuff, but I want to get going and play a song. All right.
Heck yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. So we've got Jacob Vanknowe and Ray NorthWest playing live in the KCHW studios. Thank you, guys. And this is called Shiny Thing.
All right. To the world it's foolishness, can't believe a thing you say, blinded by all the bling all this world is offering. He who dies with the most toys wins the game, so they say. If the world it goes left, then you know right's the way. Is there any love living in your heart? To the world it's foolishness, can't believe a thing you say, blinded by all the bling all this world is offering. He who dies with the most toys wins the game, so they say. If the world it goes left, then you know right's the way. Is there any love living in your heart? 2, 3, 4.
It's clear to see they oversee, they want these shiny things. Well, it's not meant to be, forget the agree with positivity. See, simply we act differently. Our visions are not drifting from our minds of how we're living. Every single chance we're given, don't forget this, we're uplifting. Yeah, we're uplifting. We're uplifting
Every little shiny thing. To the world it's foolishness, can't believe a thing you say, blinded by all the bling all this world is offering. He who dies with the most toys wins the game, so they say. If the world it goes left, then you know right's the way. Is there any love living in your heart? Every little shiny thing, 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 every little shiny thing.
Yes, sir.
Wow, guys. Awesome. And you guys wrote that yourself.
Yep, that's all written by us originally.
All right. Jacob Vanknowe and Ray NorthWest. Good job, guys.
you.
You bet. All right, so I'll start with Jacob. I want a little more history from both of you. Now, Jacob, you were talking about multiple instruments that you play. Tell us a little bit about that. And I imagine when I meet somebody that plays multiple instruments, they come from a musical family. Is that true?
Absolutely. So basically, I learned singing from my dad, and then I learned drums from my brother at the time. So we basically started a family band, and I became the bass player just because everyone else already kind of knew how to play other stuff. And then I started to get into guitar. My dad had only been a vocalist from like the 70s on, and he just learned some basic guitar just so he could teach me. And then once I learned, I'm like teaching him stuff a little bit now. So it's pretty cool, man. So then, I've gotten to learn bass, drums, vocals, and singing. So I've actually, when I've done stuff in the studio, some of the work of the other instruments sometimes is me if I've had to do the tracks myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then it seems like just from the little bit of contact I've had with you is your family's kind of got behind pushing you for a career, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And supporting you. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. Give us a little bit of your history, Ray. How'd you get into music?
Well, basically, I first got into music, like really started getting serious when I was about like 15, 16, because before I was just, writing. I was going to shows but not doing a lot myself, so I just really reached out there, stepped out there when I was like 17, 16, started doing shows. I first started out at the Pin in Spokane, Washington, downtown. But ever since then, I've just been rapping in the studio, in and out, doing shows. And then a couple years ago, I started doing shows, getting on the road with him, doing, shows like in Yakima, Seattle, Tacoma. Yeah, Tacoma. They basically, they went down to California.
Yeah,
I couldn't
there's
make it because
shows
of
in
work,
Cali.
unfortunately. You know how work goes sometimes. But, yeah, so just been all around since then,
Now, do
making
you
it
guys...
happen.
Are you guys bringing a full band to Valley tomorrow?
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're going to be rocking full band.
So tell us a little bit about the band.
So currently we're a three-piece. We've kind of had some stuff like where we've written most of our material with a rhythm guitar player, and a background vocalist. My dad's also background vocals, so it was like instead of having 3 vocalists, now you got to start making those harmony works with 2 vocals and another. Get rid of the rhythm, and how are you going to fill in that space when you've written those songs that way? And so basically we've just been writing new material mostly and kind of strengthening up on the old stuff, but trying to push forward with a brand new sound with a new lineup.
It's awesome, and I love the fact that you're doing the new music. Now, who does most of the writing? Is that a collaborative effort?
Yeah, for the most part, it can kind of be anyone. Like at one point, like even our drummer's written a little bit of some stuff where like he'll just start doing a cool beat, and that's how and then I'm like, oh hey, you play something to it, next thing you got a song. Just making it up, or sometimes I'll sit there and write stuff. A lot of my early stuff I wrote because I didn't have a band, because I had been in some other bands and they had just broken up for whatever reason. So I just was like, this is when I need to take control of it and be my own project. And then I started just being an acoustic solo act. So I wrote a lot of my songs originally on the acoustic in the first place, and just wrote lyrics sitting in my room, just hacking it out on the acoustic. And then once you bring that to a band, okay, that's what the bass player plays in my head, so that's what you're going to play, and then that's the drums. Or sometimes my dad will do that, or it's just, and he comes up with lyrics, so he can just bounce something off me and I'll come up with a beat on the guitar or whatever. So
Nice.
yeah, definitely there's a lot of ways to kind of write.
All right. So playing also in Valley as part of the fair later in that day is you guys might, if you're done with your set, I think they're the last ones to play at center stage. It's Chewila has a weird history of high school bands, doesn't it?
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. And a bunch of 14-year-old boys put a band together, and they
awesome.
call themselves a One-Way Dead End, and they're pretty darn good.
That's very cool. I'd like to play with them some more then.
Yeah, that always impresses me.
Yes,
All right, what do you
sir.
guys have next for us this morning?
All right, well, another song I'm going to do is off of my EP. It's called Whiplash.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and do an acoustic version of that for you guys. What is it about me that makes you think I won't lash out? But I've never been the one known to back down. Don't you traipse across the line? You've seen enough to find when the strikes have earned your spine. Your head rocks back. Whiplash, whiplash, whiplash. Feel free to try to play me as the fool, but I've left too much life to follow you. Don't you traipse across the line? You've seen enough to find when the strikes have out your spine. Your head rocks back. Whiplash, whiplash, whiplash. Yeah. drapes across the land. You've seen enough to find when a strike divides your spine. Your head rocks back. Whiplash, 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 whiplash. Thank you guys.
Awesome. So, in fact, if people just joined us, I should give us a plug again. Live on a Rockin' Out Friday here at KCHW with Jacob Vanknowe, and we've got Ray NorthWest. All right, guys. Jacob, I got a question for you. When you're singing that song there, I kind of feel, and I can't remember his name, it was the lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots, wasn't it? Scott something? I don't know, but I hear a little bit of him in your voice, maybe, and in your style. Remember that song, Plush?
Yes.
Yeah.
So. The one I get a little more is I get the grunge influence a lot. I get more like they say Lane Staley from Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the original singer. I get a little of that. And I like that because that's one of my favorite bands.
All right. So that kind of leads into my next question. What's your inspiration?
You just mean like influence, like band-wise?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like pretty much most forms of music. I get into primarily like older school stuff. Like I'll listen to most anything, like from like Black Sabbath, Alice in Chains, even some heavier stuff like a little bit of Megadeth and Metallica. But I'll even listen to some lighter stuff. Like I even like a little folk, like the band America. I like a lot of America. And I listen to some of the Eagles. I like Joe Walsh on his own a little more, though.
Yeah,
I like some of that stuff.
yeah.
It's a little more bluesy, hard rock. But, yeah, I pretty much go with anything. I'll even listen to some, some hip-hop. I like some Tupac, some older school stuff influence, and all that kind of stuff. So I like to bounce around and just take influence from everything.
All right. So you were saying that this new, I guess, marketing group that you're with, 509's Finest, so promoting bands and stuff. You said they've been challenging you to play some different type of venues and some different type of sets. So what kind of variety are you throwing into what you do when you're out playing?
Right. So stuff that they've kind of been having me do that's a little bit different would be like, well, for one thing, how we're kind of playing in the field. They basically had like our drums and everything set up on a trailer, and then we're like on the ground. That was totally unique to me to get to and I've recently gotten a wireless setup, so I'm like running out in the field and stuff.
Oh, fun.
Getting some room to run with. So that's actually been great. But they've also been doing crazy stuff where they're like just kind of set up something last minute. They'll be like, hey, come to this venue and we'll record you live and do a whole interview and you'll play and whatever. And it's like live audience, random audience, just like people are walking around. And then they'll play your music in the sound speaker out to the whole venue throughout your thing. And it's also live whatever on the internet. And I had never done that. Where it's like, because I've done stuff like this where it's like more studio level or whatever, but yeah, something like that where it was like just such a rough thing, but it was like so cool just because it's like really live and really raw, and there's even people walking around, you can hear them getting drinks and a beer bottle drops or something. That almost makes it kind of cool in its own way.
Fight breaks out,
right? You know what I'm saying?
So I come up with things to ask you when you're talking, and then I forget about them by the time I get to the mic. So in your venues that you've played and stuff, absolute craziest one, I always like to ask musicians that. The one that just totally blew you away was maybe it was the hardest show to ever play, the craziest thing that's ever happened.
Oh, craziest thing? Okay. So... Oh, man, this is tough. There's some crazy ones. But I guess...
That you can tell on the radio.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
You got to think about it for a minute.
Exactly.
No. But, man, probably the craziest one I can think of was when I first unveiled the song Shiny Thing with him live full band. People were going nuts. And it was actually one of the first times we got an actual mosh pit. Because I'm not a band that's I don't necessarily go, yeah, I want you to smash those guys right now over there and you smash. I've seen bands that are like that, but if they want to do some pushing and shoving around and they get excited and that's cool and everyone's having a good time, I'm in there. Exactly. I'm in there with that, But it's just this got crazy. This is 25 dudes, man. going like this so fast. It's like I can't see people. Like it's just like they're flying around. And then I see some dude go through, and it was like a WWF match or something. This cat goes flying through a table out of nowhere. I was like, no way. And they didn't want us to stop. He just gets up like, yeah. I'm like, all right,
That was
man.
Scott.
I guess
That was
everyone's
Scott
having a
right
good time.
Funny thing, there's actually a dude. He was, because I was in the mosh pit. You know, I was getting thrown around, throwing people around. There's a dude in the back of the Big Dipper, the place we were performing
Yeah, it's the
at.
Big Dipper in Spokane.
And he sets his drink down, and he's moving people like just crazy.
And it was
fast.
sold out. It was like sold out.
Yep. And there's like this 5-stair, gap, and he just dives straight into the
Boom,
mosh
right
pit.
in there.
And then he's gone. And then you see him popping up here and there, and it's just,
Crazy, man.
it was that type of thing,
It
know.
was nuts.
Like the whack-a-mole game, right? It just keeps popping up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
It was a trip.
So, Ray, tell us a little bit about your I guess, do you play separately than Jacob?
Yeah,
at times?
yeah.
All right. So give us a little bit about your musical influence and what you do solo.
When it comes to music, me and him kind of share the same music taste. I like a lot of Black Sabbath too, Iron Maiden, because I'm a real old school cat. I like old school music, old school hip hop, and then a lot of black metal, old metal, classic rock. As far as like the hip hop side, I would gotta say Tupac. Stuff like Bone Thugs and Harmony. If you guys ever heard of them, Biggie, Big L, a lot of poetic, rappers that talk about their life and stuff like that really influenced me. Cause there's a lot of good rappers today, but in the rap scene now, there's a lot of like rappers that are like kind of like just ignorant with it and saying the same stuff over and over, So I'm more old school cat, so I stick to that side.
So are you saying like more fun and stuff that's maybe thought-provoking rather than angry?
Right, yeah, because a lot of the rap nowadays is like, they like to talk about, in the most ignorant way, just like the money, the cars, the women, and, just it's like the same stuff. So I like a lot of original stuff that's like, really touches your heart, some stuff from people's lives, so, some stuff like that.
You know what, Ray? I got a round of applause for you.
Thank you. That's real.
It is. All right.
But, yeah, so that's
right.
fun.
All right, what are you guys going to do next?
All right, so this is actually going to be another one off my EP. I really like this one. It's kind of more of a sad tune. It's called Holidays.
All right.
So many days since I've been home, I don't wanna sleep every night alone, begging for that sweet release that never comes to me. But I see a light on the horizon. See the spark in my eyes, match that of the rising sun. Look me in my eyes, see the expression on my face. I know I've tried to leave behind the shallow days. Come back to me with all your dreams. There is hope just waiting to be. Rainbows down, rise to the flames. Time rolls on and nothing's the same. Look me in my eyes, see the expression Those hollow days.
Wow.
Thank you guys.
Jacob Vanknowe. Impressive, Jacob. What a beautiful song. You wrote that yourself?
Yes, sir. That was originally written by me.
What is the inspiration behind that song?
So during that period in time, it's like I said, it's kind of a sadder song, but it's mostly like written as a, I don't know, I guess to understand that it's just like, even when things are bad and hollow or whatever, that's the premise of the whole thing, is that there's still always like light on the horizon. Like I talk about that in the verses, how there's like, it's like how certain things are perspective. So like, just because something's necessarily bad right now doesn't mean that it's not going to like build your character or your strength up to a point that something better will be able to, come of it in the end. And I wrote that after the passing of my grandfather and some other relatives of mine, where I had a very long stretch of like just back to back, just losing relatives, like, all in the same stretch of time. So that's why it's like hollow days, because it's just, kind of just talking about what you got to do to overcome, something of that variety.
When I meet young guys like you, it makes me feel that maybe there's some hope for the planet yet.
I hope so.
Of course. Of course.
You hear so much. What I even told Daisy when you texted me back yesterday, I had commented. I had said something. I always give the same speech about dirty lyrics. Remember, we're monitored by the FCC. We can't have curse words. And then I had said, it is a small town. It's conservative. Be aware of lyrical content. And I liked your text back. You go, I never put a dirty word in any of my songs.
No, I don't swear.
And that says something too. And the comment you made about music, it's very enlightened. And I've been meeting so many young people that are thinking that way. I think that are coming up and they're in their 20s and they're looking at the status of the world and our country and kind of saying this ain't right. Let's all be a little nicer. Yeah. So I like to hear that kind of stuff, great. The positive stuff.
Absolutely.
So hats off to the two of you.
Thank you.
All right. So venues coming up. Besides we'll talk about before the end of the show. We'll talk about where you're at in Valley again. But what other venues do you have and shows do you guys have coming up?
So we got 3 shows going this weekend, including the one you were talking about. So
wow.
Yeah, we like to pack it, man. We're currently on tour, so yep. So we've been getting it on that, trying to pack out every show that we can. So tonight we're actually playing another acoustic set deal in Spokane. They're doing a bit of a pre-funk show for the weekend. So it's going to be 2617 West Boone, I believe it is. They're doing like a house party. Some of the other musicians like myself that are performing Saturday will also be performing at that to kind of get everyone all nice and partied up, you know what I mean?
House party?
Ready to rock and roll.
Right.
Yep, so and NorthWest might be doing a little bit of some freestyling and stuff as well at that, so that'll be good. And then so then we do Saturday at Access Cannabis. And then the next night we go and play the Spokane Valley, and we're actually opening up with a really awesome Rush tribute band. They're called Piper's Rush. So we're going to be opening up. We're going to be doing mostly originals for that, which is kind of cool because, with tribute bands, they do just straight Rush material.
Sure.
So, but we're going to throw in some covers that people may have heard before, some different stuff, but we're playing a really long set. We play from like 6 to 8 or 8:30, and then those guys take it away from 8:30 to 10 p.m., and that's at Cheap Shots in the Spokane Valley.
Wow, busy weekend, huh?
Oh, yeah, busy weekend.
And then in Valley for a show at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Yes,
how many bands are playing there?
There's a lot of artists there. I want to say there's like another band or two. It's going. I think they're kind of starting at around noontime or something with the music.
Wayne had said right after the
parade. Yeah, so
that should be over by, or I would say usually around 1-ish.
Yeah, so I think, and then we're on around 1, and then I know the rapper Wisdom is performing. Ray NorthWest was put on that bill as well, so he's listed. There's another band I forget the name of, and then us, and I think there's probably only me and 1 or 2 other bands after that. So
all right,
yeah, it's gonna be an awesome time.
All right, in Valley, Washington.
Valley, Washington.
So does Ray get to perform on another song?
I don't know. We were working on some new stuff, so we just wrote a second song with him. So we came out with that first one we did when we kicked it off, and then we just wrote the second one. That one's a little.
You're
fresh.
Not prepared yet?
It's a little fresh for the acoustic.
Okay.
We're going to do it. We're actually performing it at Valley and everything this weekend. Okay. So we have it lined up for full band. Haven't prepared it quite yet for the acoustic set.
All right.
But we're going to get some more stuff because he can sing too. So it's like a tragedy that we don't have him on some more songs.
So you're working on it.
We're getting there.
So you came all that way and got up early just to sing on that one song.
Oh yeah, I mean
Can you do a little freestyle on it? Can you do that on?
What do you
spur of
think,
the
Ray
moment?
NorthWest? What do you think? I can play a little something. How do you feel? Want to do a little something?
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, I want it. Come
All
on,
right,
bring
man.
it
We'll
on.
do it. All right, Ray NorthWest freestyle, man. We'll do it live on the radio. Let's
all right.
All right, NorthWest. We'll play something a little funky. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. All right. So in the beginning, did I mean to mention that I really did this? And I pay attention, man, I'm put it in my all. I do it what it costs, cause you can see that I take so many losses, man, I bounce back and I give it all. And I already said this, but Ray NorthWest, yeah, I'm standing tall, that's 10 feet to the ground, 10 feet to the ground. You know that I'm making sound, matter of fact, could get around like all through your town, and that's all through your speakers. That I need to mention like, hold up, there, I'm going in, I'm going back just with a vengeance. And you know, yeah. All right. All right. All right, so just for a little bit, yeah, I'm coming back, like I said, with a vengeance on the attack, and you know that's matter of fact, I'm spitting true, cause my pants is black, and what I gotta say is new, yeah, and I'm just really spitting what comes off the top, and you noticing what I gotta cop is I gotta try and cop and get my dreams to achieve, and you know I'm standing up for what I believe in, cause every day, living life without sin. Like I said before, I'm really built to win. Did I really mean to mention that we doing it? Every day we making music, and I know you foolish, hold up, yeah, I know you hearing it, and I know not fearing it. Every day I'm stepping up like, hold up, yeah, I'm clearing it. I'm clearing the entrance to make my way through the crowd. When I'm standing up, I say it loud and proud. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
All right, thank you, Ray.
Made it up on the spot.
And that is the first time we've had live rap music on Northern Lights Public
There
Radio.
you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Making history,
Yes, sir.
Ray
And I'm
NorthWest.
not gonna lie, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to come up with, you know, with stuff
Just
off the
make
top
it
of your
up.
head. So I always got to
make it
practice,
up.
you know.
I saw when I put the camera right on you and zoomed in a little bit, you got a little nervous, but you did really good.
Saw a bead
Right,
of-
right. Well,
One
you got-
bead
well,
of
the thing
sweat
about-
comes down.
I'm just over here like, hold on. Well, the thing is, you got when you're freestyling, you know, sometimes it's hard to, like I said, to come up with stuff automatically off the top of your head. So you kind of got, what I do is if I'm like running out of words to say, I always bounce back and like try to, you know, I might like try to like clear it down a little bit with something else I already said before, and then bring it back with some new stuff.
Which
you
is
know?
almost
So-
cool. You like reference yourself, which is
Right. So
kinda
you might.
interesting.
Right. So you might
Gives
hear
you a
me.
chance to
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
up with something
exactly.
else. That's pretty cool.
Exactly.
We have to do that all the time because you just kind of saw our first break, but we go into some odd news where we try to make jokes and we've got one-liners and stuff like that, and it's the same kind of thing because you're ad-libbing it and you're trying to get your timing right. And
Yeah,
all that
very
kind
cool.
of stuff.
Right. Right.
It's interesting. It's similar.
But I wanted to say thank you guys for letting me freestyle. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate
Oh, that was awesome,
That
Ray.
was
Thank
so
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. So you've got one more song for us.
Yeah, I got some.
And then I've got a track off your EP that maybe we'll go out with. Can I do a special request too? Because I enjoyed it so much and we've still got time. I want to do your next song. And then when we wrap it up, will you guys do Shiny Thing again on the way out?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. We will.
All right.
I'd love to.
All right. All right. So what do you have for us next?
All right, this next one is called 1,000 Lives. It's another one of my lighter ones on my little album there. So
All right.
I'm going to jam that out for you guys. For all the times I was not enough and everything wasn't not enough, and our feelings of being crushed, I couldn't really understand love. The tone of your voice, yeah, makes me move, and I don't ever want to go without you. But when I didn't have the strength to stand, you picked me up and took my hand. You made me a better man. 1,000 lives Everybody has a path to find, looking deep at a sunset sky, bittersweet melody, and I don't want you to be with me on my journey to find who I am. You deserve every single star in the whole night sky, and so much more for every time you cried, and every wave crashed into the shore. It's beautiful the way your dreams soar. So I'm sorry if I get scared or get to thinking that you won't be here no more. Our love is like a live wire. I love the way you can take me higher. In our hearts there's a burning fire, so come on baby, burn it up. 1,000 lives, 1,000 times, 1,000 days, 1,000 nights, a million tears, a million years. Everybody has a path to find, looking deep at a sunset sky, bittersweet melody. I never knew you'd be with me on my journey to find who I am. Who I am, who I am. Ooh.
Jacob Vanknowe, 1,000 Lives. That's on your EP you gave me, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. So I've got the fully loaded band version of that one, too.
You got the whole locked and loaded EP version.
All right, we played that on the night shift. So you've got several, you're all over social media, your website, Jacob Vanknowe Music, right?
Yes, sir.
.com.
You can find me pretty much anywhere, Jacob Vanknowe Music.
All right. So some of your other, you got a Facebook page, obviously.
I have it all. Yep, I got Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it, just Jacob Vanknowe Music.
All right. How about you, Ray? You got a YouTube channel, anything like that going on?
Oh, yes, sir. I actually do. It's under Ray NorthWest. I'm on YouTube. I'm on SoundCloud. It's Ray_NW, hyphenated for Northwest. And then I'm on Facebook, too. I actually have my own page. I have some stuff on there. So, yeah, I'm working on actually putting some of my music on Spotify, because I know a lot of people, go online for their music now. So, working on that
really
as well.
changed.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, and the location you're playing tonight, because you've got friends that tuned in from Spokane, probably online,
Yes,
so tell them where you're playing again tonight.
So we're playing at a house party. It's 2617 West Boone, and I think they're just taking some donations to kind of help the artists or whatever that are coming from out of town and whatnot to do tonight and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, it'll be on Boone Street in Spokane, Washington.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys, it was so awesome for you to come in this morning. I'm hoping that I get my theater chairs installed. You'll come back and play our first concert in the new
Absolutely.
The new room.
Just hit me up anytime. We'll
All
be
right,
back
man, that'd be
anytime, man.
totally
This is a
Given.
blast.
That's a given.
All right.
For sure.
And tomorrow, 1 o'clock after the parade, they're playing in Valley. It's through the marketing company, 509's Finest. They do several other bands, you said, too,
Yeah,
right?
they do. They'll do it, and, they just pick it up. If they like a show or something, they'll get on board. Right. So.
And you guys are performing in the empty field next to Access Cannabis.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
All right. Do you play a lot of pot store shows? I'm just curious.
No, that was actually the first one.
Yep, that's the first. It's always the first for everything.
I think that's a trend, probably just because of music and probably.
Yeah, it kind of all goes together.
That's what I was going to say, but thank you. All right. So we covered everything. We got your shows. Anything else you want to say?
Just basically look us up, man, and keep your eyes peeled for the rest of our tour.
All right.
Yeah, basically look out, and then thank you again for having us.
You bet.
For all the people out there You got to really peel your eyes because we're coming out.
All right.
Coming
We
out with some
are
new
coming
stuff.
out strong.
We got new videos, a lot of new stuff.
Right.
New material.
And that new song you're going to play again is awesome. So we're going to get an encore of that.
There you
We're
go.
going
Do
to
it again.
follow that up with one of your tracks from your band. So
Sweet.
after you do your live one, we're going to say our goodbyes now. And after you do this live performance of Shiny Thing again, we're going to go ahead and roll out from your 5-song EP. I think it's called Cross-Eye Bear.
Awesome.
All right.
Sounds good.
Tell us a little bit about that song as we roll into that.
Cross-Eye Bear?
Yeah.
All right. So Cross-Eye Bear is about how life kind of pushes you and how you're going to have to understand there's certain things in life that you're just going to have to struggle through and how you're going to persevere and what you're going to have to do mentally and physically to go ahead and change your life around in a positive way.
All right. All right. So we've got that one following it up. And once again, their final performance here this morning, we want to give them a big thank you for getting up so early. Jacob Vanknowe and Ray NorthWest. Thank you guys very, very much for coming
Thank
this
you,
morning.
man.
And here they are with Shiny Thing.
All righty. Here we are, man. To the world is foolishness. Can't believe a thing you say. Blinded by all the bling. All this world is offering. He who dies for the most toys wins the game, or so they say. If the world it goes left, then you know right's the way. Is there any love living in your heart? To the world it's foolishness. Can't believe a thing you say. Blinded by all the bling. All this world is offering. He who dies with the most toys wins the game, or so they say. If the world it goes lay off, then you know right's the way. Is there any love living in your heart? 2, 3, 4.
It's clear to see they oversee, they want these shiny things. Well, it's not meant to be. Forget the greed with positivity. See, simply we act differently. Our visions are not drifting from our minds of how we're living. Every single chance we're given. Don't forget this, we're uplifted. Yeah, we're uplifted. We're uplifting.
Every little shiny thing. To the world it's foolishness. Can't believe a thing you say. Blinded by all the bling. All this world is offering. He who dies with the most toys wins the game, or so they say. If the world it goes left, then you know right's the way. Is there any love living in your heart? Every little shiny thing. Every little shiny thing. Every little shiny thing. Every little shiny thing.
Every little shiny thing. Every little shiny thing. Every little shiny thing. Every little shiny thing.
Thank you, KCHW.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chihuahua. Hey everybody, I'm Jacob Vanknowe from Spokane, Washington, and you're listening to KCHW 102.7 FM.